Hey YouTubers, it's me Monkey Dragon here, helping all you green goblins out there. Well anyway guys, today's video is the best way to get the gold guns on all the LMGs, whether it be the MK, the LSW, the LSAT, or the HAMR. And first off, a really easy way to get all the headshots is to actually run a sight. It's really hard to get the headshots when you're not running a sight. And I don't mean the red dot, the holographic, the ACOG, or that other side. I can't think of it. The one where it's a red dot and an ACOG and you can switch between the two. You know which one I'm talking about. As long as you're not using those ones, you have to use, and I find these sites are the easiest one, is either between target finder, variable zoom, or thermal, or the, what is it called, the dual band scope. Those ones I find, because they zoom in, it's a lot easier to get headshots, especially like at far range or something else, or you can even aim with it a lot more precise. You can get the headshots with them. I find those sites, I've gotten a lot more headshots a lot faster with those sites, so that's my recommendation for you guys if you guys are struggling to get your headshots. And don't forget, it always helps to aim a little bit high. If you want, aim for about the chest. And the reason being is when you're getting shot, whenever you move or try to adjust, you might kick up and shoot them in the head. That's another little tip why you want to aim for the chest. Obviously, if you drop shot and shoot these guys in the toe a bunch of times, obviously you're not going to get headshots. So yeah. Okay, so after you get all your headshots, after you get, all 100, and you need to get those like 6 camos in order to get gold, a really good tip is, and I'll say this and explain this a lot, I've said this before, it's to split up the 2 camos or challenges, whatever you want to call it, between, getting the 150 kills with no perks and 150 kills with no attachments. The reason being is because the LMGs are not user-friendly. Because they're very slow and sluggish. They're not exactly like a submachine gun where you can sprint around the map, move, pull up, fire, easy as anything. No, their LMGs are not that way. They're very slow and sluggish. If you were to do that, you would have a complete disadvantage at pretty much every gunfight that you get in. For the sole reason that they'll pull up their weapons faster, they'll move faster, they'll probably avoid you or get around. And since it has a slow pull-up, aim down, and movement speed, once you're aiming down sights, they'll probably whiz right past you. So you want to really try to split them up between no perks one time, get the 150, and then get the 150 no attachments at another time. Because the reason being is, like I said before, they're really slow and sluggish. Unless you're planning to head glitch in the back of the map and never move, you'll be fine. The only problem is then, if people start throwing grenades or flat jacket or all this other stuff at you, it's not going to end well. So that's why you want to make sure that you split those up. And also to think of it this way, what is easier, truly? Because I know you guys are going to say, well, if I do them together, I only need 150 kills and then it'll be done. Well, think of it this way. In those 150 kills where you have no attachments, no perks, do you believe that you're going to be able to get the bloodthirsties, the double kills, and everything else? Because I find by the time I do both 150s, I have those done. If I'm not missing the long shot. I'll only miss like 1 or 2 if I do. Whenever I get gold on my guns, that's usually the one that I'm missing. Everything else, I have done by the time that I get the 130. The 150 on both sides. Usually by the time I'm done with the first 130, which is the no attachments, I usually have my bloodthirsties and my double kills, and all I'm really waiting on is obviously the no attachments and the long shots, because long shots aren't exactly, they're not every single kill. You know what I mean? You have to get them a long shot. Anyways, so yeah, you usually get those other ones while you're working on the other 2, so that's a really good way to also think of it, because if you think about it, what is better? To get 150 grueling kills that you can barely get because you're at such disadvantage to everyone else, or just get 300 kills where you're not at so much of a disadvantage. You know what I mean? So what, you don't have any attachments? You don't have any perks? Just run a trip cap gun, all attachments, and run, all tacticals, or, run a super amount of equipment. Really quickly, I will say this. Do not run, and I mean this, unless it's like the launcher to take stuff out of the air. Do not run a secondary, because you will use it as a crutch for yourself for this one reason. You will find that you are struggling to use your primary weapon because you're either running no attachments or no perks, and if you're running both at a time, that's even more of a disadvantage. You'll find that you're usually struggling with running your primary, like, man, I can't get kills. And then this is going to happen, and I know because it's happened to me a couple times, and this is why I swore off using it, is because you'll go, I'm getting shot at. You'll pull out your secondary because you need to reload or something, and you get a kill where you're like, wow, I'm getting a bunch of kills with my secondary. I'm going to run around with this thing. And whether you like to or not, you're going to do that eventually. Whenever you're running a secondary, you'll start to run around with it. You're like, man, this is a lot easier to get kills with my secondary than only running around with my primary. And then right there, that's the mentality that you don't want. Because you're not trying to get kills with your secondary weapon. You're trying to get kills with your primary weapon. And that's why you don't want to run it, because then you'll use it as a crutch. You'll pull it out a lot more often than you think. And half your kills will be with your secondary. Or, you know, just about. This is just, obviously, maybe you guys might run a secondary and you never freaking used. But I'm just saying, it might happen, and then you'll get that thought, and then you'll just run around with the secondary a lot of the times. So always don't run a secondary. You get what I'm saying? Oh, and another tip that I have for you guys is to actually, whenever you just unlock the 100 kill or the 100 headshots with your weapon, I usually prestige my weapon right then and there, as long as I'm a high level. You know, I have a whole bunch of perks that I want to use, you know, for 6 perks. Because right then I'll prestige my weapon, because I'm not planning to use any attachments. I'm going to go for all perks. You know, I'm going to get the all perks done and with no attachments. You know what I'm talking about? That challenge where you get, you know, 150 kills, no attachments. That's when I prestige my weapon, because then I have no attachments, and I might as well go ahead and get that portion of the prestige part done. Instead of suffering through it where you're like, oh man, I have no attachments. Like when you're not going for that challenge, do it when you're not going for it, or when you are going for it. Get what I'm saying? So that you can pretty much get 2 things done with one hat. Like let's say you have 50 headshots and your weapon is about to prestige. Go ahead and prestige it, because then by the time you get the other 50, you'll go ahead and be able to prestige it again. You see what I'm saying? But if you're at, like, let's say 89 or 93 headshots, don't prestige your weapon. Wait until you have all 100 headshots, then prestige your weapon, because then you can get both parts done and you can get the gold title for your weapon. See, that's what I'm trying to get at. You guys can, if you work it out just right, you might be able to knock 2 birds with 1 stone. That's what I'm trying to get out here, guys. Okay, and another really quick thing, if you guys don't know, is the MK is like the worst LMG. I'm sorry if it's like your favorite LMG, you only use this one LMG and you fell in love with it. But honestly, for me personally, after using all the LMGs, and believe me, I used a lot of these LMGs. If you're subscribed to me, you know I like my LMGs. Is this gun is the worst. So what I recommend, I know you guys may be frustrated, is to get the MK out of the way and then run the best LMGs as a good finish. Because I already did the LSAT, and after running the MK for a while, it's not bad, but it's definitely not the best LMG. I really struggle with this thing because it's just, it's like a fat slob. I don't know any other way to put it. It loads slow and everything else. It's just a bad gun. So get the worst LMG done and out of the way, and then run the good LMGs, because or else this will happen. You'll get all the LMGs done really, really fast. All you'll be left with is the MK, and then you'll be struggling with the MK, and then you won't want to get it, and then you'll be frustrated because you can't get your diamond. So if you get the hard one out of the way, all you have left is a smooth road, getting good games, good scores, which are good LMGs. See what I'm saying? That's why you just want to get the bad one and the tough one out of the way. So, guys, that's all I can really think of to tell you about easy ways to get diamond camo, or an easy way to get gold camo for all the LMGs, which will get you diamond camo for all the LMGs. So anyways, guys, I think we reached the end of this video. So like the video if you liked it, or if you found it helpful. Subscribe to me if you want to see more of my videos. Don't forget to tell your friends about me, because who don't want to win 20 bucks? I'm Monkey Dragon, guys. That's all I got. Peace.